When working with point clouds in Leica Register 360, there are 3 things I wish I knew earlier, like how to set the UCS properly, how to clean noisy data quickly, and how to dramatically speed up export times. When you open a new project in Register 360, the default origin is automatically created on how the scans were registered. Pressing A on the keyboard reveals the coordinate origin. Depending on your setup, this could be sitting out in space or anchored to one of the original setup points. This is important to check. If you export your point cloud from Register 360 without first setting a UCS, the resulting RCP file will retain the default origin, like what you see here in Recap. While you can adjust the origin manually within Recap, this method is less precise and can introduce errors, especially if you're working with a known grid, a base point, or need to coordinate accurately within Revit. A far more effective approach is to define the UCS properly in Register 360. Now, the default UCS tool in Register 360 doesn't give you much control. That's why the real trick is to first switch to the bundle cloud view. This gives you access to the full unified point cloud. I'm going to zoom into this region just here. I've got a nice clean corner here that I can use for my building setout. Then change the display to grayscale to make geometry easier to read. Once that's done, activate the UCS tool again, and now you'll see that we're working in the advanced UCS interface. Here you can click a precise reference corner to define your new UCS point. As noted, this is done using the fence tool to highlight the target area, then double-click the left mouse to activate. What you're seeing here is the cursor snapping to a corner of the point cloud with the 3 axes highlighted in color, red, blue, and green, previewing the orientation. This lets you place the 0, 0, 0 coordinate exactly where it matters, typically a grid intersection or a building corner, as I have in this case. Once placed, you can lock in the X or Y directions using the surrounding geometry to ensure the point cloud exports with the correct orientation for Revit or CAD alignment. To finalize, click Create. The newly created UCS coordinate is then highlighted on the right-hand side. I'll now reactivate the point cloud color, and you should be able to see the newly defined UCS coordinate symbolized by this red icon, which is now also visible in the sitemap view. Cleaning point clouds manually can take a lot of time, especially in busy environments. Fortunately, Register 360 includes a smart feature that can detect and remove moving objects, like people, trolleys, or vehicles that were captured across multiple scans. To use it, head into your bundle settings. And enable Detect Moving Objects. What this does is compare overlapping data between scan positions to find mismatches. Basically, anything that didn't remain stationary during capture. Once the tool completes its analysis, go to the Show Moved Points tool. You'll notice the point cloud switches to grayscale. Any points that were flagged as moving, like ghosted people, motion trails, or duplicated cars, are now highlighted in red as shown here. Below the viewing window, you'll find two key options. You can delete all marked to remove all detected noise at once, or you can use the fence tool to isolate and manage cleanup in more detail, giving you more control over what stays and what goes. This feature is especially helpful in public spaces or active sites where you can't just simply pause movement. It saves hours of manual cleanup and leaves you with a much cleaner base cloud for modeling. And the last tip. On screen, I've already optimized the point cloud and reached the Publish interface. In the Settings panel, go to the Export tab and deselect Perform Integrity Check upon Publish. So, what does this option do? Well, it runs a full validation on your scan data during export, checking for things like misalignments between setups, missing data, or bundle integrity issues. It's helpful if you haven't fully reviewed your scan registration, but it increases export time significantly. If you've already verified the project in the viewer and everything looks correct, it's safe to disable. Here's a sped up side-by-side comparison showing the two options, one with integrity checked enabled and the other without. As you can see, the difference is substantial. The total export times are listed on screen. Disabling this can save you several minutes on large projects.